What's up, guys? Welcome back to Higurashi. I just got off work like an hour ago, and I'm finally able to get around to recording. So it's like 10:30. I gotta be back in the morning, so make a video, upload it, go to bed, so I can work again in the morning. That's all we love to do, man. That's all we humans love to do is work, work, work. Yeah, whatever. You gotta work to live and pay bills, so can't complain. Well, anyways. Oh, I am so sorry, guys. The sound of my muffled footsteps stopped in from the door to my room. The moment of silence as whomever they belonged to was discerning, as if I was inside. So I don't remember what happened too much last episode. I just remember me on and went all crazy. I wonder if that's actually them and they're just hiding their personality to us, or if that's like some kind of Oyashiro's evil spirit inside of them or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll be all explained. Apparently, there's like 16, 18 chapters of this game. I don't mean chapters as in within this game. If you guys read the title, it says Higurashi Chapter 1. I mean, there's like 18 different Higurashi games, this being the first one, but only the first two are in Steam right now. There's 16 or 18, something like that. I will be playing them all if they all come out in Steam. I already have the first two that's on there, but I can't wait for the rest of them because it's pretty good. Hopefully, there'll be more updated widescreen. We'll be able to tell who's talking more easily. And let me get back to this. Of all the things I should be doing, I continue on with my rest of slumber. I was very much conscious, but my body hadn't caught up yet. Even with body caught up, that's called sleep paralysis, brother. I've had that all the time. Anyways, even with the danger bearing down on me from just behind the door, it was as if I was completely paralyzed, unable to move. Without a doubt, this was sheer terror. Please just leave. Hey, why isn't my body awake yet? If they came into my room right now, then yeah, brother, sleep paralysis, but it ain't fun at all. Your mind is awake, but your body isn't, and it's scary. Because sometimes you get hallucinations from not being all the way caught up and awake. It's scary. Trust me, guys. I used to get it all the time when I was a kid, in like elementary and early middle school, and sometimes through high school I got it. And I don't get it as often now, but I do have it once in a while now, and it's so scary. But anyways, whoa. Eek. I spun to my feet through my covers at my mom, who was opening the door. Whoa, Kichi, what's the matter? Sorry, I was still half asleep. I thought it was still 1 or 2 a.m., but the morning sun was already streaming through the gap between the curtains. I felt nothing like morning. I must have fallen asleep right after that. Then I should have gotten a full 10 hours of rest, but I didn't feel like that at all. My internal clock was completely screwed up, and my sense of balance felt off. I felt feverish enough that it was clear to me that I was still not well. Well, Kichi, how are you feeling? Can you make it to school? I was well enough to go, but I wasn't mentally prepared for it. I was still plagued with terror from yesterday. If I had swallowed that needle, what would have happened? What would have pierced my tongue? There was undoubtedly a murderous intent, but I don't think that's all it was. If they really wanted to kill me, then there were other, more certain ways to do it. And they wouldn't resort to such a dubious method as having me swallow a needle. I mean, I didn't want to believe it, but going that far was just a threat for me and me on. Aren't you glad you didn't die? But next time we'll use a more assured method like that. Something like saying a letter with a razor inside would have been a joke compared to this. Did you make it to the hospital? Did you take your medicine? Yeah, kinda. Something about my mom's dubious gaze bothered me. She seemed more concerned about her son missing 2 days of school rather than him being sick. It was definitely mental fatigue. I wasn't really physical ill. It'll be hard for you to get back on track once your daily routine is thrown off. Come on, get up. They say wellness is a state of mind. I heard that line many times before. I was getting an award in elementary school for having a perfect attendance, but it wasn't like I was healthier than anyone. Come on, wash your face. Breakfast is already ready. There isn't much time before Rina-chan comes get you. Mom's told me I couldn't argue about it, so I had to give up on skipping a second day. By the way, were you the one who got being pasted over the living room wall, Kichi? You shouldn't do something like that. Your father was quite angry. I didn't feel particularly guilty for doing it, so I didn't have much of a reaction. Also, Mom didn't question me any further about it. She headed back downstairs after she was certain I was getting that. Me on said this yesterday. I'd hate if you missed school tomorrow. Came back and dwelled in the back of my head. What did she mean by that? I didn't even have to really think about it. She was saying, don't be absent. Taking that a bit further, it was just same as her saying I should just go by living my life as if nothing happened. If I showed up any sense of acting unusual, probably result in them making their move. For example, maybe I shouldn't pay attention to someone like Luigi son affecting me with something unusual. I mean, if I didn't watch my mouth or did anything different from the norm, in effect, it would end up flagging myself as someone who was not wanted. And it seems that something about that girl's and I tend to forgive. So if I just went along as normal, no harm would come to me. Was that how it was going to be? All that misery I experienced up until yesterday would almost quickly just fade away. It was an intensing deal. Just by forgetting everything I've seen or heard these last few days, I'd be able to keep living like normal, and there's no way such a selfish thing could. I swallowed hard, and once again deliberated on the idea that I had just rejected. Me, I was probably a good person who had friends at heart. She was giving me who mistakenly broken some rule of there's a chance. What was I really something so unforgivable? But me had given me another chance. She was saying if I just forgot everything and kept living on like I had been, I'd be forgiven. Kichi, your food is going to get cold. Hurry up and get down here. Rena will be here if you don't hurry. I'm coming. I grabbed my textbooks into the bag and hastily made my way downstairs. One of these just ask his parents to move, like explain it to them and just ask them to move right away or something. I don't know. I picked at my somewhat bland breakfast. It seemed that I didn't have much time. It was already past when I usually met up with Rena. Given yesterday's event, she'd probably be here in the next 5 minutes. I need to be ready to head to school by then. I had to forget everything that happened the past 2 days. Forget I'll return to my normal life. For this to be normal, I'll have to be where I normally meet up with Rena. Today of all days, the rice is dry and hard to get down. Ding dong. I jumped the sun and dropped my chopsticks. That changed signal that Rena has arrived. Mom hurried me along. Come on, Rena's already here. Hurry, hurry. On this merry smile, gloomy face were polar opposites. Honestly, I was reluctant to see Rena, who was waiting there on the other side of the door. The Rena on the other side was it, the Rena I knew. I couldn't keep her waiting. I needed to do things as usual. Well, that was glitchy. Morning, and invigorating green filter from across the doorway. I came since Chikichi was a bit late. Will he be okay today? I wonder. The manner in which Rena was concerned was without doubt the Rena I knew. But that was probably only if I recuperated or whatever. Forget the thing from yesterday, pretend as though nothing had happened. Forget about the gruesome dismemberment. Forget about the mysterious death that had happened the following years. Forget about the people falling to their death and terminal illness, suicide, and lynching, and the disappearance. Forget it. Forget all of it. Forget that Rena meal was scary. Of course, forget it all. Forget about everyone. Forget about the monkey, too. Forget. Rena was again asked to make sure. Can you make it to school? Yeah, I'm fine. Great. Then let's go. Michin is waiting. Rena showed me her usual bright smile. I couldn't find a hint of deceit in her expression. My nervousness dissipated and giving way to relief. But you see, Ch.1 was so insistent she could do it. Wait, what? As we were walking, Rena talked about the usual different stuff more so than usual. And then Satoko-chan scrambling, so she felt no matter how many times she tried. How was she so cute? Everything Rena talked about was just silly nonsense, so I replied everything. I was so often and laughed from time to time. It was rather laid-back conversation. We passed by one of our neighbors and they called out to us. Oh my, Kichi-chan, we are checking on you a bit late today. Mian said she was going on ahead. Did Michan look mad? I wonder. We need to hurry up, Kichi-kun. As we smiled and parted ways with our neighbor, they turned back towards me and stuck out a tongue. Not expecting that, I couldn't help but crack a smile. Kichi-kun smiled. What? I mean, I stopped and stared at me. I was thinking that you still hadn't recovered from your cold as you seemed down this morning, Kichi-kun, but now you seem fine. Fine? With a grin, she gently plucked my cheek. It was bright, sincere smile. Hey, Kichi, my bearer. How can you still doubt Rena after she shows you a smile like that? Maybe I just had a high fever up until today, and I just imagined everything that I thought happened because I was better and delirious. I really hope that was the case. if God granted me just one wish, there's only one thing I'd wish for. I would want what happened in the past few days, more specifically from the night of the Onikakushi until last night. I want all that never happened. I wonder how many times I wished for these past few days. As long as Rina keeps on smiling like this, I think it might just become reality. So I wonder if Rina has to keep on smiling. Keep on smiling. So Kichi-kun, she's starting to go crazy on me, isn't she? The mochi yesterday, did you eat them all? That vein was, so my mind was instantly shattered. My heart began palpitating. The relaxed morning mood suddenly became frigid, and the smile was just the same as usual. Her eyes were gentle as usual. Then, yesterday, did you eat them all? Of course, she was asking the question at face value. In other words, Rina was asking, did you get the message? She was probably trying to convey that. Kichi-kun, I wish you looked to give an answer. Rina stopped walking and stared deeply into my eyes. Don't hesitate, Kichi, my bearer. Rina was acting as always, wasn't she? I need to respond my usual way. Naturally, of course. But most of my throat and mouth had gone dry and was stuck together. Her answer, Kichi. Not that much time had passed. I could still keep the conversation going naturally. I had to say something quickly. Rina briefly mimicked what I had said, and I finally squeaked something out. Rina's reaction was still normal. It seems that there wasn't as long of a pause as I thought. Somehow I finally squeaked out the rest. Delicious. However, my strained efforts neither sullied nor brightened Rina's expression. For a moment I panicked and I replied incorrectly. But after a few minutes, Rina broke into her usual soft smile and giggled with a joyful voice that seemed to echo through the morning air. Being strung along by that laugh, I couldn't help but laugh as well. I see. I'm just sitting here waiting for her to go crazy. So did you eat all of them, I wonder? Went to my smile froze again. Did you make it without swallowing the sewing needle? Was that what she was asking? If I swallowed it, then I wouldn't be here. No, I couldn't finish all of them. There's still some left. I was scared out of my wits, but that's how I played it. Huh? What about the homework to see if you could tell which one Rina made? Haha, that homework wasn't due today? Yeah, it's due today. Michan won't get angry. There's probably a penalty game ready for you. We both looked at each other again. To be a casual observer was just a typical morning. If I could just let myself believe that, even I think it was just a usual morning routine, but I was certain I wasn't mistaken. There was something unimaginable buried underneath the facade of this giggling Rina. Lies. I recall that unexpected piercing voice that I could hardly believe came from Rina's mouth. That moment, that image crossed my mind. I felt a cold sweat trickle down my back. Was it only at that particular time that something evil had possessed Rina? No, that was wrong. That was still Rina. All she said and told me, didn't he? Actually, I looked into her before Rigo said moved away from him and saw how she was suspended from school. It seemed like she went through a school building and broke all of the windows. Rina had a disorder that normal people didn't. No matter how pleasant she smiled, the fact that it wouldn't change. But I couldn't even imagine how she looked as she broke all the glasses throughout the school. One thing I knew that it was a sudden spur of the moment. If it was something sudden outburst of anger, then maybe she'd break a pane or two. But she broke all the windows all through her school. Just imagine going through your own school, breaking the windows with a bat. Swinging full force at each pane of glass, one after another, paying no heed to the flying shards. Her classmates aghast, and they wouldn't move from the sudden turn of events. I wondered where she could have found the most windows lined up in a row. Probably the hallway. Smash, walk, wind up, smash, walk, wind up, smash, probably. No smash, whatever. It was difficult for me to connect the horrifying image with Rina smiling at me right now. What'd she look like? Well, she looks no different. So, I guess these crazy eyes was HD, the HD spread only. Okay. Got some nice legs too, not gonna lie. But I just had to imagine it. And possibly because I imagined more that negative way of thinking no longer worked. Then unpleasant piercing sound of shattered glass, the crunching noise as Rina treads across the broken shards walking towards me. Rina's classmates going pale as they forget to even breathe. I wonder what they did as Rina came close to breaking windows along her path. Did they earnestly try to bring her to her senses by saying something? Or did they jump at her trying to stop her savagery? Or did they run to the staff room after being directed there by the teachers? Probably none of those. If I just cowardly moved away from her. And on the face of the blood curdling sight of Rena busting window after window, undoubtedly all they could do was silently clear a path for her. I'm finally just clearing the path for Rena to continue. It was far too violent an act for this seemed to weak refuge by looking the other way. Not to say that they were looking the other way, they were doing the only thing they could to protect themselves. If they had done something differently from the rest, they may have suddenly found themselves as Rena's new target. What would Rena have done to whoever attracted her attention? The answer was obvious. She would have undoubtedly acted according to her whims. I mean, they could. They would. What? I mean, they would. I would be the next window. Rena staring into my eyes, shards of glass crunching and crackling under her foot as she drew closer. I was also drawn into her eyes, paralyzed. Then Rena shook me with the bat over and over again like I was around those windows. I crouched down onto the floor, desperately protecting my head. Rena didn't care whether it was my head or my back. Cecily, she hits me again and again. Damn, dude. I haven't been paying attention. I keep daydreaming, so sorry, guys. What kind of expression was she making as she was doing this over and over again? I peered up to see. Her expression was so different, it was completely unnerving. It's because the one time she struck me, I didn't make it explode as honest the other windows. Is this really happening, or is it just thoughts? She took me continuously, over and over again. That's how Rena didn't want to come out, or a classmate staying around didn't try to stop her. They didn't want to be the next window. Somebody save me. Turning a blind eye unless we're hanging out. But of course, everyone in class scrambled to attain the highest standardized test scores. They gained nothing from swimming a cram. School tryhard like me. Eventually, there was a faint sound similar to when you crack a open a walnut and sort of reddish-black spray would shoot out. Anyway, it was at that Rena momentarily lost herself in her anger. Wait, what? After forcing myself to breathe and calming down my heart, I recalled what Oishi-san told me. And in the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had with Rena-san. It shows up in quite a bit at that. What does? She mentioned the word Oyashiro-sama. Following that, Rena was suspended and had her regular examinations at the hospital. And Rena was undergoing counseling, and she said over and over, Oyashiro-sama. It seemed that Oyashiro-sama that she spoke of was like a ghost appearing in her house every night, sitting over her pillow looking down at her. That was only a piece of their conversation, so I still couldn't see the big picture, but it was by no means a happy little conversation. Then what Rena did was she saying the ghastly incident was a result of her being possessed by Oyashiro-sama. Until now, I didn't want to believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. So if he could possess more than one people, then that would explain her and me on being crazy last time. Huh. That's why I wanted to sit in the mysterious deaths every year happen, because of some sort of conspiracy. Every time I talked to Oishi-san, I was more certain that the deaths were a work of man and not a curse. Except if it was people perpetrating the incidents, my friends were somehow deeply connected. If I refused to believe what the curse was real, then I would have a hard time. I would have to believe those who, after the kindness to me, were deeply involved in the incidents. Why? How? For what reason? Was Rena? Was it everybody? It was much more painful and troublesome than accepting that it was just Oyashiro-sama's curse. In the aftermath, Rena had admitted to her doctor that it was because she was possessed by Oyashiro-sama. It felt strange to sense a relief from that. So that's how it was. There was a sickest sight to Rena. She did that because she was possessed by something like Oyashiro-sama. It wasn't Rena's fault. Oyashiro-sama was the one to blame. I knew this was all backwards, refusing to believe there was a curse and wanted there to be a human perpetrator. Now that my close friends were the ones under suspicion, I changed my beliefs at my own convenience, saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse to blame, which was the better choice, except that Oyashiro-sama's curse exists, or that Rena and the rest of them were deeply involved in the string of mysterious deaths. I didn't want to think about it. I just didn't think about it. I have to be. able to continue the same way I always wanted to believe that. But that was no longer possible. I had received their message. It was pathetic of me trying being them to mean to my own convenience. Regardless of my opponent being human or curse, I won't let it kill me. As if I was just able to bend over and give in, for no good reason at all. So how long is this video been going? 20 minutes already. Man, this thing goes by fast. Because of upon me human, of course, I won't let it kill me, as if I was just been over and given for no good reason at all. Kichi-kun, did I just read that before or whatever? You've been making a really weird face. Why, I wonder. Inhaling sharply and upon hearing his voice, I came back to my senses. Before I realized it, we were already at the entrance. Shaking my head a few times, I'd exercised all those terrifying thoughts. No matter how you looked at it, there was no way Reina could have done such terrible things. It was like I was trying to placate myself. Another day of damn school, huh? As I slid open a blackboard eraser loaded with chalk dropped down on my head the moment I stepped into the classroom. The chalk dust went into my eyes in just a brief moment of agony. Oh, how befitting for a true Kichi-san. Good morning to both of you, Kichi and Reina. Damn, she looks like Sherry, from Resident Evil 2 with her old sprite. Good morning to both of you, Kichi and Reina. Good morning, Satoko-chan, Mika-chan. Not quite in them before, I didn't really react to Satoko trap. Satoko braced herself as I passed by, expecting me to attack her. She seemed a bit disappointed as I simply walked by silently. Wait, what is this? How discouraging indeed. My nose is stuffed. Kichi doesn't seem back to his usual self yet. Yeah, take it easy on him for today, Kay. Suddenly there was a slap down on my shoulder. It hurt a bit. Hey, Kichi, did you get enough rest? It was Mion. My mind was full of the stuff about Reina, but Mion was also a party of interest. Remember Kichi, that hawkish gaze from yesterday? Yeah, morning. What's with it unenergetic greeting? Did you eat the mochi I brought you? Because I ate them, I'm like this. Those words were itchy to blurt it out. I really just didn't have the appetite. I ate a few, but quite a lot were left over. What about the homework? Did you have an answer for which one was Reina's? I can't believe you forget your homework, Kichi-kan. Sheesh, then we can't help it. Time for your penalty. Me hee hee. Flashing alerts somehow Mion to return to her seat. There was nothing from our exchanges that caused her classmates suspecting anything was amiss. But of course, anyone listening to our conversations up until this morning wasn't seeing things suspicious. That was why it was so frightening. They acted in a way that regardless of whatever happened to Kichi and Rivera, no one would ever suspect them. The fact that terrified me. Soon the teacher came, after she asked how I felt and took attendance. Another ordinary day begun. Damn, I suck at these words. I love how under Higurashi you can't read anything. It's all blurred so badly. Yeah. Okay, where's the words at? I see my cursor. I shouldn't be seeing my cursor. Why is that even there? The free study period was a convenient time. Actually, I don't think you guys can see my cursor. I think I took that option off. This free study period was a convenient time to consider where I stood. I gently closed my eyes and pondered the ridiculous position I was in right now. First of all, what I shouldn't forget was how dangerous of a situation I was in. I had fallen out of favor with them. After interacting with Rishi-san multiple times, I could see it as I was getting closer to the heart of the matter. The warning yesterday was the mochi was a good indicator of that. No, calling it a warning was just my habit of understanding things. It was probably no meaning beyond something my progress and buying themselves some time. Until they had no method of completely erasing me, they were just biding their time. Even though they were keeping me under the thumb with threats, it didn't change the fact that I knew too much. The chilling sensation on my desk made me recall Satoshi Hojo The boy who was just in the scene until last year when he disappeared. He was also similar to me. Or was he also similar to me? Did he learn something he shouldn't have and was erased? Damn, I wouldn't let them get rid of me so easily. Never. But were they really trying to kill me? I've had these contradictory feelings for a while now, even when they always suspected them. I have felt I had to cover for them. With other suspicious behavior, warning like this just made it seem like an elaborate hoax. No, that's just what I want to believe. Without doubting my friends, covering for them, my life was in danger, or was it? Actually, I was debating the wrong point. Given my current situation, those points were something that should have been deliberated on a long time ago. But really, Mina and the rest of them, were they actually aiming to kill me? The little voice inside me continued to torment me with these unresolvable trains of thought. Are you an idiot, Kichi? Maybe the answer should be obvious. But maybe that sewing needle might have been just an accident, right? How could you scrib and drop a sewing needle onto a piece of mochi? The benefit of the doubt can only go so far. Both Rena and Mion acted and behaved suspiciously, but maybe it was all some sort of misunderstanding. What kind of misunderstanding? It wasn't just suspicious, it was outright ludicrous, right? Rena just corrected me for lying, and Mion only asked me about what I had for lunch. Rena was staying outside our door eavesdropping for a good hour, you know? She was probably just waiting for my phone call to end. For a whole hour outside your room, and is that normal to go home afterwards without saying anything? You heard what she said, didn't you? About what Rena did at her former school. But at the hospital, she said it was Oyashiro someone's fault. She cut it out because you remember her doing. You realized they're out to kill you? Nick, and inadvertently blurted out those words out loud. Hearing myself say that so directly let me dumbfounded for a few moments after I had to look around and check if everyone else heard it. My little soliloquy cut a little close to the truth. Even though I could felt a murderous intent from me and others, Berman was somewhere I was still trying to deny that. This late in the game, such hesitation could be fatal. I knew that, but I was just your average student, a man living his normal, ordinary life. Do you think I could suddenly believe that my friends who had been happily laughing together with until last Sunday, no, intend to kill me, right? You stopped, Kichi. This time I remember to keep my own voice down so I could hear it. And there was one thing I understood. I was too soft. I didn't completely understand how dangerous Rena and the rest of them were. No, I wasn't trying to understand. I was too soft for not listening to Oichi-san when he was earnestly showing me the heart of the matter. I didn't listen because I was too busy pretending to dejected. I didn't, or to be dejected. I didn't comprehend it and was just running away. I didn't comprehend it, so nobody had an ocean to try and kill me. I need to get rid of such naive thoughts. As I made that resolution, I heard the bell ringing at the end of class, so soon that it was already over. I didn't recall eating lunch or doing anything in class. My friends were putting their desks together in preparation for club activities. Not long ago, I'd probably have happily jumped into that circle. My Kichi-san, how rude of you to even think about leaving. The way Totoko spoke was so typical and familiar it almost physically hurt. Kichi gonna say it's not a good day. I wonder. You were going to win big together. How? Sabrina's expression, which said she was looking forward to it, was hard to take. Hey Kichi, maybe Oishi-san is just some enormous jerk trying to separate me from the others by lying to me. Slap. Trying to experience the treatment of thinking, I would suck myself to the face. Kichi-kun. Yeah, was really trying to kill me? I wish someone would tell me it was a hoax. I didn't care if it was one or not. I just wanted someone to say it was. Cause another weak real thought. How did I ever become this naive? Are you alright? Does your head hurt? Apparently there was how my inner dilemma appeared to Arena. You're pale. Can you make it home by yourself? Maybe I should accompany you home, I wonder. No, it's okay, sorry. I'm getting home by myself. Just have that meeting without me. Upon hearing that I was to go to participate in the club meeting, I mean, pouted unhappily. Since Kichi-chan was so bent on revenge match, we were even going to play that deduction game from before, too. Kichi-san doesn't have the burning desire for a rematch. How pathetic. I went to fall for some dumb taunt. Without even a real retort, I just grabbed my bag and was about to get up. Someone's hand pushed itself gently on my head. Kichi doesn't seem to be well. How very unfortunate. It was Rika-chan. I was stretched up as far as she could, doing her best to pat my hair with her petite hand. It felt so nice, which made things even harder. Sorry, everybody. See you. That's all I said as I quickly left the classroom. They sistered to me as I was leaving, but I couldn't make it out. I managed to make it all the way to the entrance in that state of mind. Took out my shoes, put them on, and went forward. Forward. Her and that heart, Kichi Mebera, they were for some unfathomable reason trying to kill me. They were plotting something dubious, watching my every move, but I couldn't hate them because weren't they my friends? Part of me limited my naivety, whatever, while another part limited the fact that I had lost something important by limiting. Damn, my nose so stuffy. Sorry, guys, if you can hear it. Important by limiting over in the first place. It felt like my consciousness was being ripped out of my body. If it was what Oyashiro-sama's curse was like, if this is what, okay, then it was just too harsh. Hey, Oyashiro-sama, I was wrong for not believing in your curse, but I believed in it now. Completely. Your curse does exist, so seriously, give me a break. I beg you. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Your curse does exist, so seriously, give me a break. I beg you, come on. Hopefully I'm better now until this is over. And it only gets like this when I read visual novels. My nose gets stuffy, my throat gets dry and full of snot because my nose is running and I don't want to sit there and whatever, and it's hard to explain. But anyway, if you guys don't want to hear about that, then was unusually unbland. Damn, I skipped it, but I remembered what it said. Anyways, it had no flavor or aroma. And the miso soup that normally tantalized my appetite instead tastes like nothing but boiled water. That was eating with us that night. It was a rare occurrence in this household. When he got into his work, he ate and slept on his own schedule. My dad never cared about time. Since my dad was at the dinner table, it either meant he had just reached a good point to take a break, or he was in a slump. So yeah, he just doesn't understand the motivation creators have. Your partnership was just a verbal agreement, wasn't it? If it's so hard to agree on things, why not just end it? I feel like it's an issue with a lot of back scratching about when it's in no way a business. I wasn't able to pick out much of my ROMs in Mom and Dad's conversation, but I could tell it was a very pleasant topic. The awkward made disgusting food even less appealing. Staring endlessly at the exchange between my parents, my mind wandered off to the same thought processes I had going on all day. Friends close to me, no, they used to be friends, but I could no longer trust them. Right now, I was greatly lacking in allies, people I trusted, people I could depend on when push came to shove. There was something I just didn't have. Having just one ally would have been incredibly reassuring in the currently hopeless situation I was in. I put down my chopsticks and looked over at my parents, who were still talking about work. Their first course of action that came to was my parents' everything. Currently, there was a single person. There was a single person from Hinamizawa I could trust 100%. That meant only people I could trust were my parents. But if I told them everything that had happened up until now, would they understand? For example, that neighborly Rena who was so diligent looking after me came to get me every day, and sometimes brought over a share of what she made. How could I explain that she wanted to kill me? No matter how I explained it, it probably would be difficult for anybody to comprehend. My eccentric dad wouldn't understand. My hunk-shot mouth probably dragged me off to a psychiatrist in the blink of an eye. Sadly, that was the amount of trust that existed in our relationship. And if they did come to understand, what could they possibly do? Unless they could uncover the truth, they wouldn't be able to protect me. No, by informing me of them unnecessary things, I'd be putting my parents in danger as well. Considering that the victims in past incidents were often married couples, I couldn't even joke about it. For the entire Mibera family to have an accident or just to vanish into thin air, it was easily possible in Hinamizawa. It was important here. What was important here was that knowing something unnecessary puts you in danger. The most unsettling question was, how did they know that I knew? As long as that didn't know, my parents might not fall victim that way. To think about it, I guess. At least it wasn't like that in my case. After I found out things started becoming odd, in other words, it meant the following. As long as my parents didn't know anything, nothing would happen to them. As long as my parents were here, this house would be a safe haven for them. I knew these were just assumptions based on on top of conjecture. Wanting this house to be a safe haven, that was the pinnacle of my weak-willed method of thinking. I had to concede that it was not completely safe. It was only safer than the outside. I knew that I couldn't rely on my parents. No, I couldn't risk my parents involved. The only person who could be my ally would be Oichi-sama, him and him alone. He was the only person who understood the situation I was in. He didn't care so much about my safety, but he was without a doubt passionate about solving this case. It was a bit frustrating. Oichi-sama was basically the whole reason I was in this mess. Now to get out of it, I had to rely on him. I mean, that it was all going accordingly to his devices. It was just my job to look appetizing while bobbing in waves as bait. Then, when the fish started gathering around, we saw him pull up the big haul. It was slightly infuriating, but even that I thought it was the best course of action. So then, what should I do? Patience was the first rule of fishing. Just keep waiting until the fish actually bites. But I was simply bait. There was lots of ways for me to struggle before being devoured. When I struck, I needed somehow dodge just enough and tag out to Oishi-san. No question it was going to be hard. The timing to bring Oishi-san would be difficult. It was in the city, not here in Namisawa, so if I found him in my moment of need, it would have taken him about 30 minutes to reach me. So I needed to run away for those 30 minutes. For example, if I always set up a rendezvous point for dire situations or something. I just had to hide out there until Oishi-san arrived. Okay, I can almost see it now. I was still being chased around in the dark by a boogeyman, but now I know which way to go. I would never imagine this would be so reassuring. Oh yeah, it would probably be best if I had a concealed weapon for when things got rough. Typically, though, that would be called a switchblade, but that wasn't too reassuring for combat. They also since it was recognized as a weapon by the public, that also wasn't good. Really, what in time comes, a long weapon like a bat will work in my favor. I remember there was a metal bat at school. Could be confident with that when the push came to shove. If I pretended I was practicing my swing, then it wouldn't be suspicious for me to always carry it around. I could go to school early tomorrow and secure it. Just possessing a weapon may be deterrent to them. Also, one thing, insurance. If you spend like a note or memo, I could write down everything, type of a sort of journal. In case that thing vanished, the journal will be left behind. With my journal in this possession, Oishi-san should be able to avenge my death. I left my parents engrossed in their conversation about work and went back to my room. I tore out my piece of paper from my notebook and made my way to my desk. And last time I wrote a journal was for summer homework in elementary school. And often that happened, the police could use my diary as a lead. So I should only write down the facts. How should I start? I jotted out my thoughts as they came. I keep me risen in fear for my life. And I mean, I've never sleep. It was all that showed up in detective stories. I never even dreamed that I would be in the type of situation where I'd rat myself. I did not know why they were after my life. Rena and the others were suspicious, but I had no proof, and that's why I couldn't write anything more. I laughed wearily at myself for writing such a passage to mystery. Right? Would the police be able to get that hint from reading this enigmatic passage? I could only pray that they would. What I prayed for the most was that this journal never needed to play its part. Here I laughed nervously. It was too simple, so I wrote down one more line I just thought of. The only thing I do know is that it has to do with Oyashiro, someone's curse. Was that too much? I probably should write more than that. If I wrote any more, then it would seem like I was just delusional. In order to appear to the reader that the person who had written was sound mind, I just didn't want to write anything else at that point. I just needed to edit more as I learned more about the truth. I folded the paper and thought about the place to hide it. By hiding it somewhere obvious, there was a chance that they would uncover instead. On the other hand, if it wasn't too obscure a location, then there was the risk of nobody finding it at all. And then I decided to take the clock off my wall and stick on the folded note on the back of it with scotch tape. After that, I put the clock back onto its normal position. Yeah, it didn't look like anything was hidden behind it. No, I need to set up such that if anything happens, my parents could find it. I looked at it from countless different angles, but I was satisfied that I made my way downstairs. My parents were still talking about work. It didn't look like it was going to end anytime soon, so I cut in. I started to interrupt. I just didn't know what to talk to you about. I never started off a car conversation like that before, so my parents were both startled. They stopped talking and turned towards me. What is it, Kichi? I have a favor to ask if you please listen. Just in case, yeah. It was not urgent. Can we do this later? Right now, Mommy and Daddy had something urgent they're talking about. I didn't think they would talk what's urgent in mind. In case I state my request. Just in case, okay? If I die, whether my parents' eyes went as red as saucers. If I die, I want you to pause the clock on my wall and I want you to put the clock on my wall in my coffin. If they did that there, they'd probably find it. My memoir. While my parents remained wide-eyed, not moving an inch, I couldn't blame them. I made that clock in shop class and I really like it, so please. What's the matter, Kichi? Did something happen? Mom was finally able to ask me a questioning gaze. Of course, this is a normal response when someone's son suddenly talked about a subject like this. I felt bad about making them worry, but right now I just wanted them to think about the clock in my room. With the awkward mood leaving the room in silence, I decided to go back up to my room. I want to get to school early tomorrow, so I'm going to bed. Good night. Saying that, only I left the living room. I needed to get to my school early tomorrow and secure that bag. I should make today the last day I went to school with Rena. As I climbed the stairs, I heard my mom call my name, but I pretended not to hear her. It was something I could talk about with my parents. If I talked about it, it would only make things more dangerous. The fight that had begun was mine alone. I couldn't rely on anybody. I wouldn't be killed. Not when I still knew nothing. Damn, dude. This chapter was intense. It's probably the end of it right here. 43 minutes in. Well, I paused here and there, so it won't be exactly 43 minutes. But, yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, okay. The video is over. And I will see you guys tomorrow.